right, so the New York Jets, let's talk about them here for a minute. They're obviously in the middle of a massive revamp, and they have 3 first-round draft picks. And one of them, their first pick, Ahmad Sauce Gardner, is already making some positive waves for the Jets. Miles, I know you have the story there.
Yeah, Nick, from NewYorkJets.com, there's a very interesting piece recapping some of the OTAs the Jets have been going through. And there's a lot of great comments from teammates and coaches about Gardner that I think is very exciting for Jets fans. So, first of all, safety Jordan Whitehead is interviewed about Gardner. He says Sauce is a great kid, great young adult. He's coming with the confidence. But a piece that I thought was very interesting, he is comparative of Sauce Gardner. He says, I was with Richard Sherman last year, and he has the size and length. He reminds me a lot of Richard Sherman when he plays, which is a great person to be compared to. And then going on down the line, Reed goes on to say that when he was asked about Gardner, he says, he is who everybody says he is. He's obviously a prototypically sized corner, but he moves like a small guy. He's very quick. So that's some great praise for a guy. He says he's big, but he moves like he's, a smaller guy. He's super quick. But then the real important one is when they asked Robert Saleh about how he has been doing, and he goes, I thought he was just a man guy, but the fact of the matter is he can play zone too. So he's not only a man quarterback, but a zone quarterback. Then he goes on to say, this kid can really just do it all. He's very talented. He's smart. He's hungry for knowledge, and he's a great competitor. One thing I'll say is we won't put him in the position where we know he won't succeed. So that's going to be good for him. But he said there's not really much of that in his game, so they feel like they can kind of put him anywhere. What are your thoughts on the Jets' acquisition of Sauce Gardner and how he seems to be progressing?
So it's interesting that you brought up Richard Sherman. So Robert Saleh got his first, probably most influential years. It wasn't his first years, but the most impactful as a coach. He spent 3 years with the Seattle Seahawks from 2011 to 2013. That's when the Legion of Boom was built in Seattle, all through their best. Obviously, they won the Super Bowl after the 2013 season. Those years had the most impact on Saleh as he went on to rise to the ranks of defensive coach, now the head coach of the New York Jets. So you brought up Richard Sherman. The backbone of that defense was having a lockdown number one corner like Sherman, who had the length, the playmaking ability to lock down a team's best wide receiver or number two receiver, whoever's lined up across, didn't matter. He could lock them down. And that's how you win games and build and rebuild, in the Jets' case, modern NFL defenses. You look at the better defenses in the NFL. Look at the Buffalo Bills, are a great example in that division. High quality cover defensive backs. That's how you shut people down. You look at the Patriots historically, they focused on building on the back end. Even the Super Bowl champions, the Rams, right? All that investment in lockdown corner, Jalen Ramsey. That's how you build and win with modern NFL defense. You get that powerful lockdown corner, and that just allows, I'm going to use a Mike Lombardi quote here, former GM, forces offenses to play left-handed. What that means is a guy like Gardner, a true lockdown guy, can take away either a team's number one or number two receiver and allow offenses to have to come up with another option. Just eliminate a side of the field, as they used to say about shutdown corners like Darrelle Revis. When you have a guy like that, it makes it a lot easier to play defense. And trust me, the Jets need a lot of help on defense. They were dead last in points, dead last in yards. This was a position of need. This was a side of the football, as a major need. And right now, Sauce Gardner seems to be living up to everything Saleh wants him to be.
Yeah, but here's the thing, and it goes on to, traditional coaching wisdom. And one thing I like that Saleh has been doing is he's not just going to hand Gardner the role of number one corner. Obviously, we know he's going to work himself there, but as everyone else, he pumps him up, but then he goes on to say, listen, at the end of the day, he's still going to have to earn it, referring, of course, to the first team reps on the team. He says, Bryce has played and started, and he's taken the 1 reps, and it's not for show, Saleh said. You have to earn your right to play football. Just because you're drafted in a certain spot, it doesn't mean anything. Bryce is attacking every moment, and he's doing everything he can to keep himself exactly where he's been. Obviously, referring to Bryce Hall, the starting corner for the Jets last season. We know that Sauce is probably going to overtake Hall with ease, and he's gonna be the number one corner on this team. But I like when they get a rookie in there, and they kind of see how much you want it. They're gonna make you fight for it. Sometimes guys get the red carpet rolled out for them, and it's pretty obvious. They're like, come in here. You're obviously going to be the starter. No anything. Don't worry about it. But I like a coach who comes on and he's like, listen, he's got to fight for it. We're not just going to hand it to him. He's got to earn the role. Don't you think?
Yeah, especially considering Gardner had to do that at Cincinnati, right? He played with Kobe Bryant, who was an outstanding corner in his own right, who won the Jim Thorpe Award. And I really think the better position groups in the NFL, and again, I'll harken back to Legion of Boom, is that they have a group of guys they're competing with each other. They're teammates, but they're all trying to outlast each other and beat each other and become the better football player, the best football player in that position group. And creating that competitive environment for a guy like Gardner, who's used to that competition, just gives him more room to thrive. Because the last thing you want is you don't want a guy like Gardner to come in and maybe get a little complacent, maybe get a little just used to being, the number one guy right out the gate. Forcing him to compete for that job and continue to compete for playing time, I think is big right out the gate, not just for Gardner, but for that entire Jets defense.
All right, Nick, it's time to get your internet privacy back today on every device you own in any country you want. Don't let anyone but you control your internet. NordVPN keeps you safe from prying eyes wherever you go online with their military-grade encryption. Is your favorite Netflix or streaming content blocked in the US? You can simply connect to one of the many countries available with NordVPN and get the access you need.
That's right, Maya. So right now, get our exclusive NordVPN deal here at nordvpn.com/SMI. It's risk-free now with NordVPN's 30-day money-back guarantee. Again, get that exclusive deal, nordvpn.com/SMI.